Imagine being a soldier in the front row of a battlefield, surrounded by chaos and destruction. How would you communicate your hopes, fears, and dreams to the world? How would you leave your mark on history? During World War II, soldiers found a way to express themselves through the power of graffiti. They wrote messages of love and longing to their families. They painted symbols of freedom and resistance, and they created beautiful works of art in the most unlikely of places. From the walls of bombed-out buildings, the sides of tanks and planes, graffiti became a symbol of hope and resilience during one of the darkest periods in human history. See the world through the eyes of those who fought and the artists who left their mark on history. During World War II, graffiti became an important means of communication for soldiers and civilians alike. Graffiti was used to convey important messages, mark territory, and even boost morale. Soldiers often leave their mark on walls or buildings as a way of asserting their presence and showing solidarity with their fellow troops. In cities that were occupied by the enemy, graffiti was used to spread messages of resistance and hope. One of the most famous examples of graffiti from World War II is the "Kilroy was here" tag. This simple phrase was often accompanied by a cartoon of a bald-headed man with a prominent nose peeking over a wall. The tag was seen all over Europe and the Pacific, and it became a symbol of the American military's presence in the war. After World War II, graffiti continued to be an important means of expression for marginalized communities. In the 1960s and 70s, graffiti became associated with the rise of hip-hop culture in the United States. Graffiti artists would tag subway trains and walls with their names or elaborate designs, often using vibrant colors. Graffiti became a way of claiming public space and expressing one's identity in a city that was increasingly divided along racial and economic lines. Despite its cultural significance, graffiti was often seen as a nuisance and a form of vandalism. Cities around the world began cracking down on graffiti artists, imposing harsh fines and penalties for those caught tagging public property. Some artists began to embrace this outsider status and turn their graffiti into an art form, creating elaborate murals and installations that challenge the notion of what art could be. In recent years, graffiti has become more accepted in mainstream culture. Cities like New York and London have designated areas where graffiti artists can legally tag walls and buildings. Graffiti has been also embraced by the art world, with exhibitions and galleries dedicated to showcasing the work of graffiti artists. Today, graffiti continues to be an important means of expression for marginalized communities. Graffiti artists use their work to comment on social and political issues, often addressing topics like racism, inequality, and police brutality. Graffiti has also become an important means of communication for refugees and migrants, who use it to convey a message of hope and solidarity. At the same time, graffiti continues to be a contentious issue in many cities around the world. Some view it as a form of artistic expression that should be celebrated and protected, while others see it as a form of vandalism that should be eradicated. The debate over graffiti raises important questions about public space, free expression, and the role of art in society. Despite this debate, one thing is clear: graffiti has had a profound impact on the world, from its origins during the World War II to its continued relevance today. Whether it is seen as an act of rebellion or a form of artistic expression or a means of communication, graffiti has played an important role in shaping our cultural landscape and reflecting the experiences of those who create it.